Lord of Destiny 2.8 is now live. Streaming Star Trek Online, Episode 7, U.S.S. Logical, Followers Goal 150. PS4. Emoji heavy check mark, live online under the game Star Trek Online, the uptime begin.
There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours.
Okay guys, welcome back. And yes, I have myself a Vulcan ship. It is a science vessel though, but we'll give it a whirl and a run through nonetheless. To continue our missions.
There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours. Security team, report to Dr. Base 6.
We've tracked the bluegills to a hive complex. There, one of the queens is directing an entire swarm. If we can take out the
An update to the last exchange rate is available on monitors.
If it comes up, we would do it. Buffy here. How physical do we have it to shoulder?
Transporter technician, room 1202. An update to the last exchange rate is available on monitors.
Keep that on hand just in case. Come on. That skip. And yet I hit the wrong fucking button. Okay, let's look at incoming messages.
There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours. Security news, report to Dr. Base 8.
We're holding a conference at Deep Space Nine to discuss a unified effort against the Borg. I'm particularly interested in getting the Dominion involved. Next time you pass through DS9, see if you can schedule time for the conference.
Security teams, report to the exchange.
Where is this machine coming?
Arriving at Dr. Base 6. Harry Shuttle arriving at Dr. Base 6.
see where this leads us. I don't remember this mission ever existing. Gamer King, John, Jax, Oliver, Doc, and Anthony, thank you guys all for your hosts. There's a couple of things I have to do at Deep Space Nine. Oh, I know what this leads to. I need to do that, but I just realized what the other one leads to. Ops.
Does anyone need training?
Captain's log, 4th Reckoning, Chronicle 62. We have arrived at the Mivik system with a delegation from planet Povin. Our orders are to restore the biosphere to Povin, and we're eager to begin. But there are some obstacles to deal with. The Povini Council is unable to reach a decision on the restoration of their homeworld. Some wish to establish the world as it was in their golden age, while others wish to restore Povin to the state it was in before the Zenkethi attack. Flaws and all. Debates on the matter have often become heated. I've had to break up 2 duels between Povini Council members thus far. I don't recommend the experience. A diplomatic envoy from Beta Z shall arrive soon to assist us. She has considerable skill in such matters and was eager to make the journey, despite her advice. Captain's log, 4th Reckoning, Chronicle 54. The Rescava is currently orbiting planet Draconis 3 as part of a joint research program with the Alliance. Our purpose? Restoration of the planet's biosphere after it was scourged of all life by the Zenkethi. With considerable effort, we have been able to establish a simulation of the Draconian ecosphere prior to devastation. Scans of the planet from Station K-13 were very helpful, despite being several centuries old. Once the simulation has been fully tested, we will initiate the restoration process. Life will return to Draconis 3. I'm glad that protomatter will play a part in healing the grievous wound inflicted upon the planet by the Zenkethi.
The data from your mission against the Vaudois shows they're a bigger threat than we ever anticipated. Our forces are stretched thin. The Alpha Quadrant Alliance cannot fight a prolonged conflict in the Delta Quadrant. We must work to form an alliance of species here. Admiral Tuvok and Captain Kim are working on a plan and have requested your assistance. Hello, would you...
let's get it underway then. We're doing missions at the moment. Oh god, that's hilarious. Oh, bugger it, or do it. We'll do the bug hunt. And then it will transfer us back to being able to do the mission after the bug hunt.
Welcome to Pariah 3. The mission is to infiltrate...
Yes, this is going to be interesting. Also...
We've tracked the...
And see if I can also get... There we go, it's there. Alright. How much damage do I need to do? 10,000 ground damage. Oh, damn it.
Fire in the hole! Obstacle clear.
Let's move to the next one.
Scans show that we need to jump down this narrow fissure in the rock. Be careful. I don't know what's waiting for us at the bottom. According to our scans, there's a tunnel under us. Give me a moment, I'll clear a path. Fire in the hole!
Okay.
Watch that first step. I think I can get us across. See that? Cover me!
out of it. Ay, ay, ay. That's one mission I always hate doing. One task force mission I always hate doing. It's always a grind to get to the end.
The Solanae Dyson Sphere is going to be a...
I also achieved one of my personal endeavors as well, which is good. Which is why I had the disruptor. It might have been weaker, but it still did the job. Now let's continue on with the mission. Delta Arc Allies.
Admiral Tuvok is in the conference room with the other members of the task force. Follow me, please. Seems like we're never gonna get you that tour. Sorry. The others are waiting for you in the conference room.
Let us begin. While the Kobali and the Benthans have agreed to join our alliance, there are many other races in the Delta Quadrant in a position to help us defeat the Vaadwaur. It will be up to us to show them the benefits of joining us. 7, I would like you to contact the Cooperative.
The Cooperative should be amenable to our offer. They have as much to lose as we do.
Neelix, your experience as a trader makes you an excellent choice to work with the Hazari.
The Hazari? This won't be easy, but I should be able to pull it off.
Captain Kim, we've arranged a meeting for you with the leaders of several Kazon sects.
I don't trust the Kazon, but I'll give it my best effort.
Doctor, you have experience with the hierarchy. I would like you to infiltrate one of their ships and learn more about how they make decisions.
Ooh, I have several new subroutines that will be perfect for this mission.
As for you, I would like you to visit the Touré and the Octanti, and then provide support to any of the others who require it. We need allies to turn the tide of this war. We cannot fail.
You can leave if you return to the transporter room, though there is some time to speak with the crew.
The Cooperative should be amenable to our alliance. I foresee no problems and should not require your assistance. I will inform you if the situation changes.
This is going to be interesting. I've never really tested my field intelligence subroutines, but Admiral Tuvok assures me they will perform well. He has been assisting me with the programming, and I've made an extensive study of intelligence and information gathering on my own. I may require you to interact with the hierarchy and make the alliance offer to them. If they think it's the best financial option, they may agree to join us.
I never thought I'd be a spokesperson for this alliance myself. And to the Hazari! I guess all my time as a trader and ambassador made Admiral Tuvok think I was the right Talaxian for the job. Knowing that you and your crew have my back is a great relief. The Hazari are tough negotiators.
Captain Kim's the one that's going to
The Kazon are argumentative and difficult. Getting them on our side will be tricky. I'll be negotiating with the leaders of 5 of the clans. While I hope to bring them all on board, I'll be happy if we get 1 or 2. The Rhode Island is a tough ship, but I'd be grateful if you could bring your ship to the negotiations. The Kazon respect a show of force, and your ship might be just the thing we need to sway them to our side.
The Touré and the Octanti have worked with us in the past. You should not find it difficult to make a convincing case for a renewed alliance.
Can't really let you see much of the Voyager, do they?
Ready to beam you back to your ship, sir.
Jeez, we come and we go almost instantaneously. This is going to be a challenge for my ship, though, I believe. Hello, I just moved like a Discovery ship, but I'm not a Discovery ship.
That's close enough. This is restricted space, and you're not welcome. We don't need your advice. Our Voth allies are more than strong enough to help us. Very well. Ambassador Norik will speak with you now. Don't waste his time like you've wasted mine.
What is the meaning of this? We want no more alliances. The Touré have a mutual defense pact with the Voth, and it is quite sufficient for our needs. Begone! I do not wish to order our pickets to fire upon you, but I will if I must. The Voth are on their way. I'm sure. the emergency! We are under attack!
Damn it, how did that get aimed behind me? As I said, this ship's not... I got hit with 1, 2, 3... Holy crap. That's a lot simultaneously. Get taken up by the Wolf Corporation.
While your ship may be formidable, it is still no match for the Voth. We have already chosen our ally. The Voth have been a power in this part of the galaxy longer than even the Vaadwaur. They are the first race in the quadrant, and should be respected for their age and wisdom. You make some excellent points. You have given us much to think about. Upon consideration, I think this alliance is in the mutual benefit of all.
It is agreeable that your efforts to recruit the Touré were successful. We are reaching out to their embassy to begin our cooperation immediately. Thank you.
Oh, thank goodness you've arrived! I'm trying to work with the Hazari, but they are a demanding lot. They're using this opportunity to milk the Benthans for everything they've got. To say the least. First, they want the Benthans to void the warrants of 3 of the Hazari, Niken, Yakela, and Negrasa. Then they want 2 prisoners released. And if that weren't enough, they're demanding bounty hunting licenses for the Ramar, Zilman, and Osprinty systems.
Pleasure to see you again. I assume you can speak with more authority than this Talaxian. Then I wish you good luck. Your offer is tempting, but we simply don't have any help to give you. All of my resources have to be focused on the Benthans breathing down our necks.
The Benthans usually have a ship patrolling this area of the system. It's a neutral ground, but they know what can happen in neutral areas. The ship should be able to contact the Benthan High Justicar for us. The Benthans keep a close eye on this system. Lots of deals are made here.
I am High Justicar Methan. I was told you needed to speak to me on a critical matter. Oh? How can we assist you? It's always demands when it comes to the Hazari. Demands, deals, and contracts. Transmit their list. I haven't had a good laugh in days. There's no way we'd agree to all this. I'm sorry. Good point. I can rescind the warrants for Niken and Yakela, but not Negrasa. He's caused too much trouble to let him go free. And the prisoners, I'll exchange them for Niken, if the Hazari will give him up. He's been raising havoc in 3 sectors. I'll give them 1 of the systems for hunting, but not all 3. Let them choose which one they want.
Will they give us what we want? Of course we knew they wouldn't give us... What? Oh, I mean good. Let's see here. We give the Benthans Nikedon, and we get 2 of our captains back? Done. Nikedon is a Bashik Monar. I think the closest translation we have to your language is a pit where you throw your pack animal. Take him, but he won't go without a fight. Sure, I'll draw up the contract. Just transmit your authorization and you've got a deal. As soon as the Benthans deliver, the Hazari are part of your alliance.
A trap? Fine. I'll kill you then, my so-called... Fine. I won't lose my ship and crew for this. You've beaten me. What? The Benthans?
I thought I'd be going to one of your prisons. I can escape from one of those in a week. Lowering shields now. Just don't vaporize me.
We should take our prisoner to that Benthin patrol ship. The Hazari seem a little too happy about this outcome. Even if Yadren doesn't like Nikedren, I didn't think he'd be so quick to give him up to the Benthins. I don't think that's the case.
On behalf of all the Hazari, thank you for delivering that Grotok Nikedden to the Benthins. Oh, what can it hurt now? We've got an airtight contract. Remember those hollow emitters we got from that Ferengi? He also sold us a nice, personal-sized one with a low-emission power pack. We gave that one to Nikedden. Right about now, he should be slipping out of the brig and into the crew of that Benthin cruiser you delivered him to. A spy on the High Justicar's ship. We'll know everything. Not so fast. Our contract specifically states that you cannot interfere in the matter of Captain Nikedden once you have delivered him to the Benthins. Telling them would be the very definition of interference.
And that's done. I'll meet you back at Voyager.
I understand the Hazari used the pretense of the Alliance to place a spy on the Benthin ship, and that their contact with us will be voided if we inform the Benthins of his presence. Fortunately, we have our own operatives in the Hazari organization. They will be able to marginalize the effectiveness of the Hazari spy, while still keeping them as a tool to use against the Vaadwaur.
No spies, spy games.
Greetings. I am on my way with several cooperative ships. It was simple enough to get them onto our side, but the real problem now is with the Octanti. The Octanti consulate should be at your location now. Please begin discussions without us. We shall be there soon.
Greetings. I am Ambassador Rerick of the Octanti. I've examined the proposal your government's transmitted, and I'm afraid the Octanti people must decline. The Federation, the Klingon Empire, and the Romulan Republic all give rank and commissions to Borg drones. You call them liberated. They are still Borg. The Borg drove us off our homeworld and massacred our people. An alliance with them would be unthinkable. Borg are Borg.
This is 7 of 9. I have a priority message for the Octanti. Ambassador Rerick, Cooperative has a problem with which they require your assistance. An Octanti synthetic virus has infected a recently liberated cube, causing severe problems for the fragile consciousnesses of the former drones. They are falling to madness. Our sensors show the cube is moving in this direction. You are in danger. Unknown. We need the Octanti to transmit the shutdown code for the synthetic virus. If done quickly, the liberated Borg aboard the cube may recover.
Never. If the virus infected them, then our work is done. They will destroy themselves.
It's arriving now. Your time is up.
Lower! You're... prepare... assimilated!
Ambassador, please deactivate the virus. There are thousands of liberated Borg on that cube who need your help.
The Borg are a blight. The only course of action is extermination.
Rarick! Where is Rarick? I know he is here. Please, deactivate virus. Ah!
Mask? Is that you? That's my brother. He and 4 other Octanti volunteered to be infected with the virus and taken by the board 7 years ago. I thought he was lost to us. Deactivating now. It's not working. The cube's automated defenses are too strong. We need to weaken it before I can
We intercepted a transmission about your meeting. It was right. You were here. I fought the madness to get to you. Dangerous. But I knew you would not abandon us.
Mashk, I'm so overjoyed to see you. I never believed in this liberation idea. It was a fantasy for the grieving. But having seen it firsthand, hearing my brother's voice again, maybe I shouldn't have been so willing to dismiss hope. I will see that the Octanti people seriously consider your proposal. We need to reconsider many things.
We knew recruiting the Octanti was going to be problematic. You did exceptionally well with a very difficult task.
Hello again. I thought it would be best if I used your bridge's hollow emitters for this conversation. I'm currently in disguise on board the Hierarchy ship as one of those potato-looking fellows, and I don't think you want to see any more of this than you have to. The Hierarchy assume I'm one of the crew. I've begun a review of their cost analysis matrix, which is what they use to determine if any particular course of action will be profitable. Right now, their ship is running silent, which means they're cloaked, and all higher-level computer functions are locked out. I need those to complete my review. You need to convince them to decloak. Hail them. Show them their cloak isn't enough to hide them from the Alliance. Then, you might be able to convince them to join. The ship is currently cloaked by one of the nav beacons in this region of space. Just head to the nav beacon, and you'll get their attention. The Hierarchy once corrupted my programming in an attempt to spy on Voyager. This seems fitting. These subroutines are quite useful. Perhaps I'll write a holonovel about my experiences as a spy.
I don't want any trouble, but I would like to know how you knew our location.
Don't tell us your secrets and we won't tell you ours. As for your offer of an alliance, give me a moment to consider.
The hierarchy is consulting the cost analysis matrix. This is exactly what I need. This is going to take some time. We'll need to stall them while I get what I need.
I am sorry, but the hierarchy has evaluated the investment needed for such an undertaking, and we find that the alliance...
I have an idea. Follow my lead. Perhaps we could arrange for a demonstration of their abilities. I could reroute the cloaking device through our main deflector dish and create convincing holographic targets for them to fight.
You could do that. Very well. That will show us what these Alliance ships are capable of. Then we'll run the numbers again. Are you ready to prove your...
2 holographic Borg probes coming up.
Borg probes? Hardly a challenge. I want something big. Give me a Voth bulwark. Also, I don't care if they can just defeat the hologram. I want to see how well this...
1 Voth bulwark.
I don't believe it. Run the numbers again. Very well. It seems that we underestimated you. If other ships are like yours, we'll gladly join your alliance.
Excellent work, Doctor. Your recordings of the hierarchy's cost analysis matrix will be a great benefit to Starfleet intelligence. And you. I must say, bringing the hierarchy into the Alliance is quite unexpected. I thought it would take weeks of back-channel negotiations to make any progress with them at all. Thank you for taking a risk. Your show of power must have been most impressive.
The Kazon, the worst of the worst.
Glad to see you. It seems the Kazon don't believe we have enough ships to stop the Vaadwaur. I keep telling them we'll have the numbers if we work together, but they keep insisting they need more information.
More ships! I demand to see more! Our scouts have reported seeing Voyager in the Delta Quadrant again. We want to see that ship.
Yes. I wonder... I'm going to try something. Things might get dicey if my suspicions are correct. Nellick, the U.S.S. Voyager is not available. If there is anything about it that you need to know, I can answer those questions. I was stationed on Voyager during its time here in the Delta Quadrant.
You were on Voyager? That's excellent news. If you're willing to vouch for your fleet's strength, Captain Kim, we are ready to join your alliance.
You're telling me? Wait a second. They just transmitted a coded signal. There's a ship just outside sensor range. Probably waiting for Voyager to arrive.
Ensign Harry Kim? Or is it Captain now? Finally got a promotion. I hope you enjoyed your life, Captain.
I don't know. You have me at a disadvantage. You know my name, but I don't know who you are. At least give me the courtesy of an introduction to the man who's going to kill me.
My name is Sesson, but that means nothing to you. You would have known my mother. You served with her on Voyager until your Captain Janeway's hatred and prejudice drove her into exile with the Kazon, where she was a brave and capable leader. Tell me, Captain Kim, do you ever think about what you did to Seska?
Seska? Then you must be... We didn't even know you were still alive, Sessin. Your father took you when he left Voyager.
Well, Sessin and Captain Kim squabble over old hurts. I would like to make you an offer. My clan has taken over a new planet, but the climate is arid and water is in short supply. About 100 of your terraforming systems will chip.
Damn, why can't I get 68? Oh, what's in mine? I don't need you anymore. Itch. Let's see if that helps us get what we need.
Well, Sessin and Cap, my clan has taken. Thank you. The Kazon Relora will fight by your side.
Shields up. Red alert. I knew Kazon. Not all.
apologize for the deception. Mage Session holds a great deal of power over the rest of the Kazon clans. I hope my actions here will convince you that our desire to assist you against the Vaadwaur is sincere.
The Kazon are very factional. I can believe that Sesson strong-armed them into acting as they did. I would like to welcome the Kazon Ogla and the other allied Kazon to the Alliance. Great work getting the Kazon Relora to join the Alliance. There's no way the Nistrum will join us. Sesson is obsessed with Voyager. I don't know what his father told him about us, but Seska was a thorn in our sides for most of our early time in the Delta Quadrant. She certainly wasn't the victim. She was the aggressor. It looks like her hatred of Voyager has been passed on to her son. I wish he could have had a better legacy. I'll return to Admiral Tuvok in the Alyan system. See you there.
Off we go.
Congratulations are in order. I did not expect us to bring together all of the races we approached on this mission. You were instrumental in our efforts today. Myself and the Alliance thank you for all the effort you have put into making this work.
Hi.
Hi.
Admiral Tuvok sent me a report on the situation. Hopefully the work we've done today will pay off. The Vaadwaur are a large threat, one that cannot be ignored. The Vaadwaur lost everything 900 years ago, when their enemies united against them. It shows how arrogant Gol is that he's allowing it to happen again.
How's the population in this game? I want to try it.
I find it depends on your time zone. If you're in the U.S. and you're playing probably in the mornings and afternoons, really good. If you're in other countries like Australia, like I am, you're hit and miss with coming on when there's a large amount of people on. But it's still a good game to play anyway, especially as it has a lot of single player content as well as doing the multiplayer stuff as well.
Hello. Would you have time to look into something for me? We've received a coded message from your Vaadwaur friend, Commander
thank you. I
Eldex.
try it out then.
It seems he's finally ready to help
No
us.
problem.
He wants to meet and has asked for you by name. He said he wouldn't deal with anyone else. I'm still skeptical, however. This wouldn't be the first time the Vaadwaur have tried to set a trap for us, so be careful. I've spoken to Admiral Tuvok, and he suggested that 7 of 9 could join you as a technical expert. I see no reason why she shouldn't, and if things go wrong, it will be good to have an ally you can trust. Eldex sent us coordinates for a location in the Molinia system. It's not Vaadwaur space, but there is a Hirogen relay in the area. Watch out for unwanted guests. Hello, would you...
Bridge officers. Is that the science? Oh no, he's got to be in the inventory. Yep. Yes, science. Move to roster. Your engineer.
Admiral Tuvok has requested I assist you for the duration of this mission. Admiral Tuvok understands this may upset Eldix, so I shall be the only one who aids you. Voyager will maintain its distance. I am ready for Trent.
Let's go over the point of this operation. Gall has called all available supremacy leaders to Cartella. I do not know how many of my people are infected with those creatures we saw there, but I'm sure there is more than one. We need to expose them for the abominations they are. The Supremacy is keeping a tight control on all subspace transmissions. We'll need control of the array to broadcast what we find on Cartella to not only my people, but the entire quadrant. To control the array, we need to control one of the Hirogen ships. Make sure to leave the one I have marked reasonably intact.
Intruding Vaadwaur ships! You have trespassed in Hirogen space! This is our space, and...
Emoji Bustin Silhouette, new follow, S Emoji Red Heart, Coolpin 1234, Emoji Red Heart, welcome. 122 followers, 1.
Thanks for the follow, man. I really do appreciate it. And the follow on PlayStation as well.
I have extensive experience with these systems.
Charge for liberty. No. For randomness.
What fleet you in?
We need the communications console intact. Whatever else happens is of no concern to me.
We must first disconnect the console from the ship's data network.
For this character, I'm with the... Who are they again? The Musketeers with this character. But my main character I use is with the Elite Enforcers. What do we need to do? Oh, here we go.
We also need the isolinear storage assembly. It will be behind a locked door on the bridge.
If you need a fleet, I am a leader in 2 different ones.
Not at the moment. All my 12 characters are in their own fleets. But thank you for letting me know. I'll take that under
Transporter standing
advisement if
by.
I do another character.
Transport complete.
We have the console. We'll scuttle the Hirogen ship so they won't know the console is missing. Then we can continue on to Cartella for the meeting.
I'm picking up an incoming Benthen vessel on long-range sensors. Our ships are out of range, and we are in a Vadwar vessel. It is unlikely the Benthens will give us a chance to explain the situation. They are not altering course. Disabling their vessel may be the only option.
Attention, Vadwar vessels. You are in violation of several codes of conduct in this area of space, and your ships have been identified as perpetrators of crimes against the Benthen Guard and its protectorates. Stand down and prepare to...
They cannot escape this system.
There is no need to destroy them. You may have a quarrel with the Benthens, Eldix. We do not.
I will not
I've
let
jammed
the
the
plan
Benthen
be
ship's
ruined.
communications so they can't signal for help. You know what needs to be done. No one can know what happened here.
Unacceptable. The Benthens are performing their assigned duties and have no way of knowing who or what we are. Sensors are detecting damage to the ship's long-range communications array. It will be days before they can restore warp power or send out a signal. We can
That's not a risk I'm willing to take. They're in range of the Hirogen array. They could tap it to send out a call for help, or disable our modifications. I'm pleased to see you can make the difficult.
They did not need to die. Under attack.
It was for the good of the mission. I would expect a former Borg to understand that logic. I am impressed by your ability to view things objectively and recognize that unpleasantness is occasionally the cost of security.
That course of action was completely unnecessary, as were those deaths. The Borg placed very little value on the life of one individual. Captain Janeway and the crew of Voyager showed me that belief was incorrect. Starfleet has always championed the course of action which results in the fewest casualties. You are a Starfleet officer. I suggest you evaluate your decisions more closely if you wish to remain so.
Ooh, but you can't do anything. Especially as I'm a Fleet Admiral 7 of 9. I'm higher ranked than you.
Gaul has increased security since your last visit. Let me do the talking. Verification code 109947.
Verification accepted. Due to heightened security, all ships are required to reduce speed below full impulse for security scans.
One hurdle cleared. Continue to the manned security checkpoint.
Disengage your engines and provide the proper security codes. My predecessor was more lax in her handling of security measures. She has paid the price for her errors in judgment. What is your
Verification code Alpha 4742. Commander Eldex and Squadron reporting. Do not make me late for the meeting.
Code accepted, Commander Eldex. Take your squadron to the marked position on the outer orbit ring.
Ignore the scans. Fly like you belong here. Good thing you didn't try to use a hologram again, isn't it?
There's 67 ships in the system. That is more than expected.
Gaul's planning something big. This must be the start. More ships are just more reasons not to get caught.
We're putting a great deal of trust in you, Commander.
I am after one goal. The liberation of my people from these monsters. I will do anything to achieve that, including betraying Gaul to save us all. It is time for someone with a stronger resolve to take up the cause that Gaul has abandoned. can't stop now. Leaving would only make us look suspicious. I'm transmitting coordinates for a secure room near the meeting site. Beam down there. I will have a holographic disguise ready for you. Security is scanning for such tricks on ships, but I'm not sure they realize how many uses there are for holo emitters.
Let's hope it's not a trap.
Here, use these holo projectors. Security is so focused on keeping intruders out of our space that they won't be looking for trouble on the ground. But try not to act suspicious. Our soldiers aren't as dumb as you seem to think they are. You'll need to place these emitters around the leaders, which when activated will emit a low-level delta radiation pulse that should disrupt their isoboramine neurotransmitters, forcing their parasites out for a short period. You'll also need to place recording devices, so everything that happens is transmitted to the quadrant. I'll stay here with the transmitter and monitor your progress. Set up a signal booster so we can transmit our signal through the base's electronic security. There's a power console near to where the leadership is addressing the troop.
Hey! What are you doing? No one is allowed back here.
If we are finished here, I suggest we return to the crowd.
Sir!
What do you want?
Someone found the guard. Quick, activate the device.
What? What's happening?
They're monsters! No, you did this! Traitor! Liar! Or are you? Monster! Placebo! Beast! Kill it!
Enough! Why are you letting your eyes deceive you? This is a plot by our enemies. They're trying to divide us. I say no. We will stand strong, united. We are Vodwa, and we will conquer our enemies.
Joel's right! This is insane! I'll stand with you! No! Joel's a betrayer!
I see some of you are still loyal to our cause. The rest, you are cowards and traitors unworthy to be called Vodwa. Kill them.
I think our time here is done. We should make our way to the extraction point. Get out! Get out now! I need to rally my people, the ones who aren't infected and who are willing to fight. The parasites will crush them if someone doesn't act. My allies are holding one of the space docks in the outer perimeter. Help me get there. I'll start coordinating the fight from there, and you'll be able to return to your ship. We need to confirm the transmission made it to the array. Incoming hostiles. Handle them! Transmission signal is strong, and it's reaching the Hirogen communications array. Now all Vodwar will know about the corruption among us. You should go. I need to prepare my people for the fight ahead.
I am in contact with Voyager, and it is waiting with your vessel outside this system.
I'm currently on leave from Voyager, and I was passing near the U.S.S system in a shuttlecraft when I picked up some odd energy readings. I took a detour.
That was an interesting broadcast. Half the Quadrant's talking about it, and the rest are trying to find a way to claim responsibility for it. It would have been better had you exposed Gaul as well, and taken down the Vaadwaur leadership in one act. But we'll take what we can get. The Vaadwaur are in chaos, and if they're fighting one another, they're not fighting us. That will give us some room to maneuver. Hello. Would you have time to look into something for me? The time has come to end the Vaadwaur threat to the Delta Quadrant. Our allies are assembling at the Janolan Dyson Sphere to plan our assault on the Vaadwaur homeworld. You will serve as the battle commander for the assault. Admiral Tuvok is waiting for you at the Janolan Dyson Sphere. He will brief you and our allies on our strategy. Good hunting. Hello. Would you...
I thought this had happened. Fucking...
We are not yet ready to begin. While I finish preparations, I suggest you speak to the liaisons of our allies. The Vaudouar are anticipating an attack of some kind, and we know they are monitoring our ship movements closely. Therefore, I suggest we adapt the tactics of our enemies to our own use. As a diversion, I have dispatched Alliance ships to the Cartella system to engage the Vaudouar forces there. If they are successful, by the time the Vaudouar realize what is happening, we will have already secured Vaudouar Prime. The Vaudouar believe the other species of this quadrant are too weak to challenge them. We will use that misconception to our advantage by using our Delta Quadrant allies to assault Vaudouar Prime itself. We are not yet ready to begin.
The Cooperative asked me to inform you that they appreciate your assistance, and are prepared to provide what assistance they can in the final battle against the Vaudouar. The Cooperative's main weapon is adapted Borg technology. Cooperative vessels can confuse the systems of opposing ships and cause them to fire on friendly targets. This tactic is most effective in mixed groups of ships, where the Cooperative can turn the larger vessels against the smaller ones.
The Cooperative appreciates your partnership, and we are eager to end the Vaudouar threat to our quadrant. Our technological capabilities are at your disposal.
I'm not sure I completely trust the Kazon after our experience with Marsessen, but they say they'll fight for us today. Maybe you'll have better luck reaching a consensus with them than I did. The Kazon have a large number of ships and fight without fear. However, their lack of organization makes slotting them into precise battle formations problematic. They'll go to war with you, but they may not follow every order.
The Kazon are eager for battle. Our enemies will fall today.
Good to see you again. Through my excellent diplomatic skills, and some assistance from Admiral Tuvok, I have managed to convince the Hierarchy Board of Directors that assisting us in this battle and ensuring the end of the Vaudouar will improve their long-term profits. The Hierarchy are experts at surveillance and espionage. If the Vaudouar try any tricks, the Hierarchy would be the ones we should send to subvert them.
Greetings. The Hierarchy is anticipating a profitable transaction under your guidance. Our surveillance and tactical capabilities are at your disposal.
We have a firm contract with the Hazari. It would bring them great dishonor to fail to complete it, so I expect that we'll have their full support in this battle. The Hazari ships usually fight in pairs. One ship hangs back and provides shield support for the other. This gives them excellent defensive capabilities, but it comes at a cost. Their firepower isn't quite as strong as it would be if they weren't so dedicated to protection.
Greetings. The Hazari will uphold our end of the contract, to the letter. And we expect you to do the same. We specialize in defense, and our ships are at your disposal.
The presentation will begin momentarily. Perhaps you would be willing to check in with the representatives of our other allies.
Greetings. The Benthen Guard is honored to join you in the fight against the Vaudouar. We dedicate our lives to promoting law and order throughout the Delta Quadrant. Finding someone else with the same ideals is unusual, but most gratifying.
It's an honor to meet you again. I am eternally grateful for your assistance on my world. By joining you in this fight, perhaps I can begin to repay a small portion of the life debt my people owe you.
Greetings. Aiding you against the Vaudouar was a difficult decision for our people. We do not wish to ally with you, but we understand that ending Gaul's reign of terror is more important than our discomfort.
Hello again. You've done so much to help us. It's only right that we help you this time.
If you are ready, I will begin the presentation. The bulk of the Vaadwaur fleet has pulled back to Vaadwaur Prime. We expect to face the final might of the Vaadwaur, including Gaul's flagship. Our battle there will have 5 fronts, each progressively closer to the planet. Our rendezvous point will be here, where the mineral content of the moon will help to hide our ships. The Tuareg will secure the subspace tunnels in this area, while the Kobali will help the wounded.
The Admiral has already given us our assignment. Our forces will assault the other side of the planet to secure the area against a possible retreat. Our Talaxian friends will be in charge of transporting prisoners of war.
To give us the best possible chance of success, our battle commander will be able to call in one wing of our allies at each of the first 4 fronts. Each wing of allies has different tactical advantages. The cooperative can confuse enemies. The Kazon have many ships and fight without fear. The hierarchy have unparalleled espionage and surveillance abilities, and should be difficult to take by surprise. Azari vessels fight in pairs, with one ship reinforcing the other's shields. This battle will be difficult, but we must prevail.
Let's prepare for the battle. And I have changed from using my Vulcan ship to using the U.S.S. Terror Imperium. Because I need a strong ship for this mission.
The fleet is ready to begin the assault. I will remain behind to coordinate their movements, while you will be commanding the battle from the field. We have 4 wings of allies at our disposal to help you break through the Vaadwaur lines. I recommend deploying 1 wing in each area. Are you ready to begin? The Vaadwaur have sent out several large frigate scout forces. Which wing of allies do you want to assist you? We are facing a large number of rather weak vessels. We need ships that would not be overwhelmed by numbers. The Kazon might be a good choice, because they have a large number of ships as well. The Hazari, another good option, because their powerful defensive capabilities would help in this situation. The Cooperative would perhaps not be a good choice. They could be overwhelmed by the number of Vaadwaur frigates. The Vaadwaur have sent out several large frigate scout forces. Which wing of allies do you want to assist you? That is an acceptable choice. The defensive power of the Hazari ships should be enough to deal with the frigates.
Toray fleet has secured the subspace tunnels. The Vaadwaur will not be able to use them to attack or to retreat.
We shall establish a medical flotilla and secure the area. Vessels of the fleet can transport any wounded, including Vaadwaur, to our ships for treatment.
For victory and for the Terran Empire.
The Vaadwaur have set up a cruiser picket line in this area. Which ally do you want to advance? We are facing a picket line of cruisers, so we need ships that can withstand constant, persistent attacks. The Kazon could be a good choice because of the number of ships in their fleet. I believe the Cooperative would also be sufficient for the task. I would not recommend the Hierarchy, however. Their ships are more suited to espionage and surveillance, so fighting a large number of moderately powered vessels would not be advantageous. The Vaadwaur have set up a cruiser picket. That is an acceptable choice. The tech...
at one time. Oh, they're going to be
first wave of Vaadwaur defenders, and we are entering position for our next offensive. Resistance has been heavier than expected, but our ships have so far proved equal to the task.
Please remember to direct any wounded or prisoners of war to our flotilla at...
The Vaadwaur forces in this area have been defeated. What are your orders?
The Vaadwaur have constructed a defensive line of battleships supported by frigates. Which wing of allies would you like to help you? We are facing battleships flying in formation with frigates, so we need ships that can disable the larger ships or otherwise neutralize their tactics. The Hierarchy would be a good choice. Their espionage and surveillance tactics should allow them to isolate the larger ships. I would not recommend using the Kazon. Their lack of organization and focus on personal glory could easily result in disaster. The Vaadwaur have constructed a defensive line. The Hierarchy should be adequate to the task. They should be able to surprise and disable the larger ships, crippling the firepower of their battle groups. constructed a defensive line of battleships. However, knowing the Vodwar, they might be planning a surprise attack. Who do you want to assist you? A reasonable choice. The sheer number of Kazon ships should be able to overwhelm the Vodwar.
Something's not right here. The Kazon are in the wrong position, and they aren't responding to my hails. I was worried they might double-cross us, but I never thought they would be so blatant. But come to think of it, they did say some pretty suspicious things during the briefing. Fortunately, Admiral Tuvok and I have a backup plan. Sesson has been encroaching on Hirogen territory for some time. They'll join us in battle for a chance to collect his ship as a trophy. Not even possible. This area is secure. What are your orders?
We have broken through to their final line of defense, their command ships. However, in doing so, we have exhausted our supply of allies, and the Vodwar dreadnoughts are formidable. This will be a difficult fight.
I have temporarily taken command of a cooperative vessel. You will not fight alone.
The hierarchy also agreed to send a single ship to assist in the final assault. Under the command of yours truly, of course. I'm finally getting to use my emergency command subroutine. But you would not believe the amount of paperwork I had to fill out.
Last but not least, the Hazari managed to spare a ship and put it under my command. Captain Neelix.
I am impressed with the show of support from our allies. However, my tactical analysis indicates that our forces are inferior to the Vodwar.
Not quite alone. The Hirogen have matters well in hand, so the Rhode Island is at your disposal.
I have temporarily taken command of a
The hierarchy also agreed.
Last but not least,
I am impressed with the show.
Vodwar are relentless. Probably thinking about survival.
Sir, we've arrived to help secure the area.
Let's end this fight for the Delta Quadrant. God. I better win.
Your persistence is a credit to your race.
Welcome, my friend.
But it is time.
You should have joined me when you had the chance. Your blood will drench the sands of our blasted hope.
The lag does not help.
Enemy target uncensored. Personal shield losing power. Personal shield losing power.
Congratulations. You have earned the right to die on the hallowed soil of Vatwa Pride. Although you are clearly not the brightest aliens in the universe, your bravery is admirable. And I do respect Starfleet for ending my people's long twilight. Surrender now, and I give you my word I will spare your people. You and the other leaders will need to be executed, of course. But that is only to maintain order. Personally, I bear you no ill will. That's twice you've refused my generosity. I should be insulted, but your pitiful blindness makes it difficult. The Vatwa controlled this quadrant once, and our new allies have only made us stronger. Is that the best you've got?
Now's your chance! Defeat Gaul!
Unfortunately,
I took the liberty of scanning Gaul. He does not have to. But I don't think he is. What? That's impossible!
The Vadwar Empire will never fall, and you will not even be a footnote in our glorious history. We cannot be stopped. Time after time we rise from the ashes, and we are stronger for doing so.
Your logic is flawed, Gaul. You are already defeated. The evil I mistakenly unleashed on the galaxy ends at last.
My people and the galaxy must believe the parasites were behind his madness.
The remaining Vadwar have surrendered. What is your current situation? Were you able to determine why he returned to the surface? It was a tactical error. Even if underspace was closed to him, Gaul would have had more opportunities to escape if he had remained in his ship. Certainly. May I recommend 7, Captain Kim, the Doctor, and Neelix join us as well. Their insight may...
War is just a pointless waste of life. Usually for a political reason. It doesn't much matter in the long term anyway. I understand that sometimes we need to fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves. I respect that. But what Gaul was doing here was madness. It's one thing for him to want to rebuild his people. It's something entirely different to destroy dozens of worlds to do so.
While this conflict was regrettable, it was ultimately for the greater good. Gaul's hubris and ambition blinded him to the harm he was doing to the Delta Quadrant and his own people. Now the threat is ended. There will be time to heal the damage he has done.
I was responsible for the return of the Vadwar. Even though Admiral Janeway told me she might have done the same thing, it was ultimately my actions that allowed all this destruction to happen. I participated in the assimilation of many different species during my time with the Borg. Those acts weigh on me. The wanton slaughter caused by the Vadwar will do so as well. Nevertheless, I am pleased I could, in some way, make up for my actions. By assisting the Toray, working with the Cooperative, and fighting the Vadwar here today, We have helped end what began more than 30 years ago when I activated those stasis tubes and freed the Vaadwaur. Thank you.
Where's Linux?
Honestly, I wasn't sure about coming back to the Delta Quadrant. I have a family and a life back home, and the idea of being 70,000 light years away again wasn't appealing. But seeing the good we've done for the Kibali, and now stopping the Vaadwaur, I think we were needed here. You were needed. Thank you. It's been a...
I'm not a man who normally dwells on revenge, but when Gaul and his soldiers attacked my people, it was almost all I could think about. Dexa helped me to see that death doesn't heal wounds of the heart, but thank you. This quadrant is safer now that Gaul and his soldiers are defeated, and I'm glad I was here to see it happen.
Intriguing. This device is not familiar to me, but it does not appear to be of Vaadwaur origin. I will bring it back to Voyager.
Congratulations! Your leadership during the assault on Vaadwaur Prime and the subsequent defeat of Gaul was inspired. With Gaul's defeat and the destruction of his fleet, we've secured the Delta Quadrant against a terrible threat. And I hope this is the last we see of the neural parasites and infected Vaadwaur. Perhaps even more importantly, we've united many species of the Delta Quadrant against a common enemy. This bodes well for future diplomatic negotiations and operations in the Delta Quadrant. They've worked together once, they can do it again. However, the discovery of this artifact concerns me. Admiral Tuvok is leading an analysis. I'll contact you once we have more information. Hello. Would you have time to look into something for me? Admiral Tuvok and Captain Kim are leading the analysis of the artifact you found on Vaadwaur Prime. I knew you'd want to be there for the great reveal, so I've arranged for you and your crew to be part of the team. Rendezvous with Voyager to get started. Hello. Would you have time to...
Actually, we have to find out what this artifact is. See.
Welcome back to Voyager. We were about to begin studying the device you recovered from Gaul's communication center. Since you have spearheaded much of our efforts here, I would like you to take the lead once again. Captain Kim and 7 of 9 are at your disposal. Talk with them if you need more help deciphering the device. When you finish your analysis, return to me for further orders. I will be here in the transporter room to see you all.
Glad you're here. We transported the device to engineering here so we could run all the scans and tests we could think of. The first thing we need to do is determine how it's communicating. We can't find any normal transmissions from it, but we're hoping you have some new ideas to bring. The device communicates with subspace. We should have guessed that. Now comes the hard part. We need to access the device's memory core. The engineering team here on Voyager is good, and I've heard your team is top-notch. But it might take more time than we have for either team to make a full analysis. We should have both teams give you their opinions on the device. You'll need to set switches on the device until we get solid readings. We'll be able to tell if switches are in the correct position. The engineers tell me there is only one switch in the correct orientation. Unfortunately, the engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. Unfortunately, we don't know which 2 switches. The engineers tell me there is only one switch in the... Sir, I've consulted with both the engineers here on Voyager and your chief engineer. I am seeing green across the board. All the switches are in the correct position, and we now have access to the primary... The engineers tell me there is only one switch in the correct orientation. Unfortunately... Looks like you did it again. All the...
We have access to the databanks of the device. Very efficient work. From the data we have received so far, we will be able to pinpoint the exact transmission coordinates. However, it is possible that doing so may alert whomever is on the other end that we have reverse-engineered their technology. There are 3 likely ways to get at the information. I suggest further analysis to determine the best course of action.
Fascinating. Excellent work. With this location, we may be able to finally reveal who gave the Vaadwaur their advanced technology, and why the neuroparasites appeared again in this time and place. Commander Jirok of the Romulan Republic has requested to join you on this operation. Her own analysis of the device has shown that the Romulans have had some contact with the creators of this device, a race known as the Ilachi. She will meet you in subspace at the given coordinates. Finally, Voyager's emergency medical hologram, the Doctor, will be assigned to your crew. His knowledge of the Delta Quadrant races may prove invaluable. He's not much of a combatant, but should prove useful.
Hello again.
Greetings. This is Commander Jirok of the RRW Lisette. When we learned that the Ilachi were involved, I requested to shadow you on this mission. I know your experience with the Ilachi is limited. The Romulan Republic, however, has an extensive history with this race. All right, we'll follow your lead here. We're seeing 3 patrol groups. Recommend we eliminate them before we board the station.
Target's shields have failed.
see what we have.
I was thinking we should split up and cover as much.
This is obviously an Alachi facility. What I know about them comes from the Romulan Republic's databases, but I should be able to learn more as we examine this location. The
I took out my EV suits too.
These are Solinate tables. I read the entry in these books out. These are definitely Solinate tables. The Solinate kidnap victims through subspace for their brutal experiments. If they are somehow connected to the Alachi and the Vaadwaur, this is beginning to make more sense. If I had to guess, there must be a stasis room nearby. We should find it and rescue anyone in there who can still be saved. It looks as if they are converting their captives into more Alachi. If my readings are correct, there are several individuals here who have only just begun the conversion process. Transport this Alachi directly to sickbay. We're transporting you to a Romulan ship in orbit. You're going to be fine. Ah, a Hazari. Stay calm. We'll get you the medical attention you need. This is no way for a proud Klingon warrior to go out. We'll patch him up immediately. Good. You found a breathing apparatus. That should take care of that nasty cough. Everything will be fine, Mr. Trey. We'll beam you directly. A Kazon? Even the Borg won't assimilate a Kazon. You'll be back on duty before you know it. One to beam up. Well, the Solanae are definitely involved. I believe I have everything I need from this area. We need to keep moving. If the door is unlocked now, we should keep going.
Odd. You sound like you're in a Solanae lab, but we're in some place that looks like a prison. In fact, I'd say that's exactly what it is. And they've just had a breakout. Whoever it was, they used our arrival as the distraction they needed to make their move. I'll keep looking for more information, but I hope the escapees are friendly.
A prison break? Maybe I should go back to the ship. Neural parasites. This must be where the Vaadwaur were implanted with those mind-controlling bugs. Neural parasites. Just as I suspected. Did you know that several Starfleet officers were infected by these in the mid-2360s? The Enterprise logs from that era are fascinating reading. If you ever have a few dozen hours... If Gaul and the infected Vaadwaur were communicating with this station, it stands to reason that this may be the facility where the bluegill implantation takes place. We should definitely investigate further. I don't believe it. The empirical evidence is right in front of me, but I'm actually having difficulty processing this information. This tech, this whole facility, it's Iconian. There are variations on the norm, of course, because of the Solanae and Alachi influence, but I see distinct signs of their presence throughout the facility. The Iconians, as we know them, rarely reveal themselves. The only known interaction with an Iconian in modern history took place on Kronos, when... Wait, you were there! I don't need to explain that situation again. As I was saying, the Iconians don't like to act directly. They use servitor races, like the Alachi and the Solanae, to cause chaos in their name. And the neural parasites, they've bioengineered. Rather like the founders created the Jem'Hadar, but sophisticated enough to control another species, and with much less free will. The parasites are a weapon. When Voyager revived the Vaadwaur, their technology was outdated compared to what other powers in the Delta Quadrant had at that time. Even the Kazon outdid them. But now, Vaadwaur technology is cutting edge. The only way they could have advanced so far, so fast, was by allying themselves with someone else. With the Iconians. The Vaadwaur got their tech upgrades from them, but they also got the neural parasite. The parasites gave the Vaadwaur power, but they gave the Iconians control. They were ultimately the ones pulling the strings. This entire war has been against an enemy we didn't even see. This is more like a factory than a laboratory. These parasites aren't a natural species at all. They look engineered. Some of this technology is ancient, but it's quite advanced.
I think we're catching up with the escapees, and they might be from the Alpha Quadrant. We found a dead Romulan in prisoner garb. He was part of the breakout, but I don't know if he was part of the Republic, or loyal to the Tal Shiar. Keep an eye out. The prisoner...
Maybe we should avoid any potential contact with the prisoner? I think I've seen enough combat for today.
How fortuitous. I thought I'd have to find a way off this station alone.
Oh.
More Alachi. I don't think the Iconians want me to leave. Their tenacity is almost admirable.
Looks like you could use a hand.
And now we have their leader's attention.
Seela! I should kill you where you stand. It would be justice for all the lives you've destroyed.
And if you do, you'll never learn about the Iconians. Fine. You interrogate her.
You and this Sela person seem to have some history. I'll leave you to speak to her.
Not so fast. You have the weapons, but I have the information. If you want to learn what I know, you'll need to keep those Romulan rebels under control. You've stumbled into something much greater than you're prepared to handle. I'm the best ally you have. I assume you already know where you are. But Hakiv joined the Iconians out of faith. He thought the Iconians would create an empire he could rule. That did not go as planned. This time the Iconians wanted to control their puppets. When the Vaadwaur asked for strength to defeat their enemies, the Iconians gave them the parasites. The Vaadwaur had strength, but also strings. Strings that have now been cut. I'm sure you had something to do with that. All three of you working together? The world has changed in my absence. Or were the Vaadwaur that much of a threat to the Alpha Quadrant? That explains some things. I'd love an escort back to the world at large, but I have a feeling you have some... I'll answer what I can. You can believe what you want. How important is that, really? I worked with the Iconians because, at the time, I thought it was the best thing for my people. After we lost the homeworld, we were scattered, starving. A shadow of what we once were. What were we supposed to do? Beg the Federation? Or the Klingons for scraps? Pathetic. The so-called Romulan Republic has made their way, but they did it at the cost of Romulan dignity. We are not refugees. We are Romulan. We needed a strong leader to bind us together again, and I knew I could be that leader. The Iconians were a means to an end. They gave us strength at a time when we were at our weakest. Had I known what Hakiv, what he and the Iconians did to our world, perhaps I would not have made the same decision. Dwelling on the past is meaningless. I am here, and so are you. A Vulcan lecturing a Romulan on civil war? History does repeat itself. My goal was not to survive in a dying, broken, squabbling confederacy, but to lead a proud empire that would carry on the unified strength of the Romulan people. What would you do to preserve the legacy of your people? What would you do if Vulcan itself were destroyed? Your people scattered. Your culture and teachings at risk of being lost like sand in the wind. Would you feel something then, Vulcan? A dilemma for you. The Vulcan way abhors killing, but would you shed blood to protect it? Have you done so already? Just how many ships have you destroyed in Starfleet's name? Your actions threaten the very thing you wish to protect. And Romulans have never shied. I'll answer what I can. You can believe what you want. Ah, the crew. The Alachi took them one by one and turned them into those things. Revolting. If I had known that was what they were doing with the captives from the colonies, I would have... Yes, you were asking about the crew. A handful of us were still alive when the station went on alert. We took a chance and made our escape. They died, nobly, as Romulans protecting their Empress. I will remember their sacrifice. I'll answer what I can. You can believe what... Hubris. The Iconians think they are the rulers of the galaxy. They thought so 200,000 years ago, when they were driven off their homeworld by the fire of 1,000 races allied against them. They think so now, when they look at us and see us as children stumbling in the dark. They do not see our strength, our willingness to fight. Use their hubris against them, and the Iconians will fall. Will I be taken into your custody? Or will I be left to Tiaru's tender mercies? Very well. It's not like I have a choice in the matter.
Let us get the hell out of here.
We have Empress Sela in our brig. When she was taken by the Iconians last year, many of my people thought she would get away with her heinous crimes against the galaxy. With her in my brig, I am happy to know that is no longer a possibility. Of course, I understand that the Romulan Republic's claim on her is not unique. Her crimes are against all of the Alpha Quadrant. To that end, I will ensure that she be made available to all the Alliance leaders for interrogation.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I'd call a walk in the park. At least we know exactly how the Iconians were controlling the Vaadwaur. And you've certainly put a crimp in their plans. On the upside, as a photonic life form, I'm immune to any attempts at subversion by neural parasites. I'll see to the care of the captives we've rescued. In the meantime, it sounds like you and the Romulan Republic Command have a lot to talk about. Sela certainly has a story to tell. But should we believe all of it? I'll put a bug in Admiral Janeway's ear about the situation. That was a joke, by the way. You're going to be busy. Don't overdo... Oh, who am I kidding? Command officers never take their doctor's advice. Just remember that you're not in this alone. Good luck. I suspect things are starting to get interesting.
You're telling me?
Sela and the Iconians? That I did not expect. It's a lot to take in. And while I'm sure the former Empress has some interesting stories to tell, I know the Romulan Republic will want her to answer for her crimes against her people. There will be some tricky back-channel negotiations before this all shakes out. I'll keep you posted as much as I can. Hello.
Congratulations,
Would you have time to look into something for me?
Okay, everyone. This is where we're gonna come to an end. I'll see who's on, and then I'll send you guys over to them.
We have a situation on Kabbalah. You and I were both asked by name to help. All that I've been told is that the Vaadwaur have launched a large offensive and have retaken the area in front.
I hope everyone joins, because this person's really good. And I'll see you guys